Right, welcome back everyone, and it's Harry Home Brew from Darwen Home Brew. What have I got for you today? So, I'm going to show you how easy it is to make yourself a beer or a cider or anything in the home brew. I mean, I've showed you previously on how to make wine. That was really simple, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how you can make yourself your own beer, lager, cider, ale, bitters and stuff like that. So what have I got in front of me? Okay, so there's two main styles of kits here really, guys. There's three ways to make beer. You can make it from your own ingredients and you boil it and you add the hops and you do it that way. Back in the day, 20 odd years ago, 25 years ago, when I first started home brewing, that was the way I did it, because these liquid malt extract kits back in the day were just absolutely pants. They were rubbish. There was a lot of dried malt extract kits and liquid malt extract kits, but it was right back at the very start of the malting and the condensing and stuff. It wasn't really much cop, and it still beggars belief that it's still available to this day as well. Things like Geordie kits and Tom Claxon, they're all still out there. You can still get them. I don't actually sell them in my shop. There's a lot better malt extract kits out there now. But you've got your main suppliers, so you've got Muntons, you've got Hamilton Bards, and there's a company in Europe that makes it as well, which is called SPL. So they're your three main players within Europe, which most malt extract kits, liquid malt extract kits in the UK are made from. Okay, so you've got Muntons that do two quality of extracts. You've got the things that is like your Geordie kits and your Harvest, the low end cheap stuff. And then you've got the higher stuff, which is the connoisseur and what they use in the handcrafted kits. So they've got two qualities of extract basically, and it's similar with most places like Bards, who make their own extract, and also in SPL they'll have a couple of different extracts, a cheap version and a better quality version for the premium kits. So talking about premium kits and stuff like that, so you've got two styles of kits. You have a tin on its own, so this is generally between 1.5 and 1.8 kilos in weight. And this is enough to make 40 pints, but you need to add a kilo of sugar. Okay? So whilst we're talking about that, there's two different things you can do with this. Okay? So, well, there's a few different versions you can do it. So you can get what's called unhopped extract. So that's something like this. Okay? So this has not been hopped, it's just pure liquid malt extract. So if you wanted to cheat on doing grain beer, you could use this and boil it up, or you can add this to your kit, which is like, they're generally about £11. So then you're up to like paying a price of a premium kit anyway. So you may as well just go with a premium kit to start with. Alternatively, you've got brewing sugar that goes with it. Okay, so that will make up your fermentables. Or if you wanted to make it slightly better, you could use what's called a beer enhancer or beer booster. And basically what this is half glucose dextrose sugar and half spray malt, which is a dried version of the liquid malt extract basically. So that also gives it a better head retention mouthfeel. It will make it stronger, guys. So we'll pop that back. I've got my first kettle boiling, guys. Right, so we've dealt with that. Then you've got your premium kit. Okay, so this is generally 2 tubs of extract, and you don't require the sugar because you've got the liquid malt extract to make up. So it can range from, let's say, 38p a pint, and it goes up to 65p a pint for the most expensive kit. And I think with home brewing, you're better off not scrimping really. You will notice a massive difference between doing a single tin to doing a premium kit. It's just phenomenal. It's beggars belief. As a shopkeeper, I still find a lot of people coming in and just picking up the cheapest kit possible. If I had a kit for a tenner on my shelf, that would be my biggest seller. I'm telling you, it's pointless, absolutely pointless. And yet when they go, they'll go out, they won't drink anything else other than whatever they, like, oh, I'm gonna have a fucking John Smith's or I'm gonna have a Stella. But when it comes to making their own beer, they'll just get the cheapest of the cheap, which is pointless. It's beggars belief, really. So, yeah, like I said, some of these kits, they come with different ingredients in it. Some premium kits will come with extra sugar if it's a strong kit. They come with hop pellets, some come with hop oil, but basically you've got your yeast. And it's really quite a simple process. So, we'll put that to one side. And cider, Okay guys, there's cider variations out there, quite a lot of cider kits. You can get them with a single tin on their own, and you've got to add a kilo of sugar from about 13 quid. They're just not worth it, guys. They're just not worth it. A lot of these cheap cider kits hardly have any apple concentrate in them at all. They're made with grape juice, they're made with spray malt, they're made with all sorts of stuff just to ferment out. A lot of these fruit flavoured ones have all the flavours and sweeteners and artificial shite in it as well. And, you know, this is a wobbly gob cider kit. This is the only cider kit in the UK that actually just uses 100% apples. It does not require sugar. It is a, what is it, near enough a 4 kilo kit, and you basically, all you do with this is you empty it out, top it up and pitch your yeast. No need to add sugar, and they come out at 6.7%. They're an absolutely fantastic cider kit. They're £23 RRP, so about 60 pence for a pint of cider. That's really good. So I'm going to start putting this stuff back on the shelf, because I've got a kit behind my bucket that I'm going to make. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about how the difference of the kits are, things like that. So, this is a bucket I have sterilised. All the last bit of the collection water out of there. So the kit I'm making is basically I'm going to make a lager. So I've got this extract, I've got the hop oil for the extract, and I've got my yeast for it. But it also requires a kilo of sugar, so this is my kilo of brewing sugar. So, nice and simple. Open that up, sterilise your bucket, sterilise your paddle, rinsed out, in with the sugar. Like so. Like that, simple. So, what we do now is we put on top the first kettle of boiled water. And remember guys, like I said, golden rule, 2 kettles of boiled water for the correct temperature. So as I put my second kettle on to boil, again, it's a nice, quick, easy process. So what I want to do is, and you can see in there, but my sugar's in there, and because it's dextrose, it's really, that's it, it's dissolved. Done, because it's powdered sugar. If you're using granulated sugar, you've got to stir it a little bit more. Golden tip on sugar guys as well, if you really are on a budget and you want to save yourself £1.50, I mean that's what you're going to save, and you're going to use granulated sugar. If it's below 6%, you can get away with it. It doesn't give it too much of a twang, but basically what the yeast will do, it will convert the sugar to dextrose to alcohol, that sort of process. So you may as well start with the right product. And like I said, you know, for what it is, if you use a premium kit, you don't even have to bother about sugar. It's as simple as that. So, all I'm going to do now is, next, whilst the second kettle's boiling, well, a good tip as well, you can warm these up guys if you want. You can leave them in warm water so the stuff inside is really supple and gooey. There we go. I'm going to say, sometimes I'm a pain to open these things. But, get a shot of that. Oh, sticky fingers. Right, so that's your malt extract, guys. So this has been coloured. Well, if it's a kit, basically, it's been coloured and bittered to make 40 pints. So that's your EBU and your EBC rating. So you'll see if you're out there on the internet and some of these forums, you'll see somebody going, "I made a toucan," when they'll get 2 tins of like a kit and put it together with some sugar and try and make something that's like 7 or 8%. But basically what they don't realise is what they're doing is they're putting 80 pints of bitter in, 80 pints of colouring in, just to 40 pints, and it's just dire. Don't bother doing it. Just buy yourself a rate kit, guys, to start off with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this in here. It's quite thick, as you can see. With the second kettle boiling, what I'll do is I'll fill this tub up and then mix it out and get the spoon in it and mix it, get it all running in there and clean the tub out basically, and then mix it into the pre-existing boiling water I've dissolved the sugar in. But that's trippy, that, isn't it? Ooh, it's proper coming out like a circle as well. Down, 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 down. So that's that nearly done. I'm going to sort of encourage it a little bit with my It's well trippy. Encourage it a little bit with my spatula. Right, okay. You can see most of it's out, but with the kettle, I will just fill it up and clean it out that way. So what I'm going to start doing, sticky. Very sticky that stuff, guys, because basically it's your fermentables, it's your sugar in there. So I'm going to start mixing this thick malt extract into my dissolved sugar solution with boiled water. And the best way to describe it is it starts off really thick, but then you want it to go to a consistency where it's all mixed in and runny, so like making a gravy basically, if you would. Doesn't take long to do, a couple of minutes if that. You can, you know, tilt it on its side and make sure you've got all the stuff off the bottom to look into the bottom. There's the second kettle, it's boiled. And like I said, all you want to do, guys, is just fill up this container. Remember, when you pick it up, it will be hot. Some of these are made of metal. This one's made of plastic, so you do use a tea towel or oven gloves when you come to picking this back up, so you don't burn yourself. The rest of the boiled water goes in here to help mix up, and that's that done. So again, like I said, it's just 2 boiled kettles, guys, to make most homebrew solutions. So this is all mixing up nicely. It's coming up off the bottom perfectly. I'll just spin it round to make sure the other side's looking still a bit there. So you can feel it when you move your mixing paddle over the bottom, basically. That's the benefit of having a flat one. It goes across. If you're using a mixing spoon, you've got to think you've only got that low point at the top that gives you contact on the bottom of your bucket. But if you use an actual flat mixing paddle, which is they've got the holes in, they're slotted and stuff, and that helps aerate your beer or your wine to put oxygen into it. Where either degassing or you're aerating it at the start of your brew, when you're mixing it all up, it helps get it all together. Right, so I'm just going to move my paddle in here and slowly move it around. Careful not to spill anything, because I said it's hot and it's sticky. I just want to try and get all the extract off the bottom. That feels like it's done it. And it's changed colour, so we'll put that back in there for the moment. Grab myself a towel. Careful not to burn yourself, and that's it. Okay, so the majority of it's gone. And then that can be recycled because it's made of plastic. Okay, recycler here. So mix that all together. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this up to 23 litres, which is your 40 pint mark, with cold water. I'm going to stir in my hop oil. I'm going to stir in my yeast. Keep it warm, 21 degrees. And this will take about 7 days if everything's perfect, bob on with your temperature. It'll ferment out. And if you're new to the game, you get yourself a hydrometer which measures your sugar solution in it. So if I was to float a hydrometer in here, it would stick out quite a long way because it's full of sugar. And when it's done, it's hardly sticking out at all because you've fermented the sugar out. With wine, it ferments all the sugar out. With beer, it leaves a little tracing. And then, so let's say 7 days have passed. Now, with wine, you need to rack it. With beer, you don't need to rack. You just go straight into your bottles at this point. So you remove it from its heat, from keeping it warm. So you can either use something like a pressure barrel and put all 40 pints in there at once with your sugar to prime. Or if you're going to bottle, so let's say 500ml bottles, it's golden rule of thumb is half a teaspoon of sugar to a pint, so it would be 20 teaspoons of sugar altogether into your barrel, or half a teaspoon into each bottle, so you sugar your bottles, and then you'd siphon it into each bottle, cap it, give it a shake, keep that warm. If you're using glass bottle, guys, perfect rule of thumb is if you've got one plastic bottle, even if it's just like a 1 litre water bottle, make sure it's round, not square, because square doesn't hold pressure, so use a round one. So you know when that bottle's no longer squishy, it's rock hard, it's carbonated, so all your glass bottles are carbonated as well. That's a good little top tip there for you. So, and then you just keep them warm for another 4-5 days and it carbonates, and then you move it somewhere cool and it'll clear on its own and the yeast then settles down on the bottom. I don't recommend using finings in beer because if, whilst you're waiting for it to condition for that week or two, it all sits down on the bottom. Just keep it somewhere cool. quality of kits as well, it depends on how soon you're into it before you're drinking it. If you're using a cheap kit, it can take to like 4 weeks, 5 weeks to condition and clear. If you're using a good quality extract kit, you know, it's 7 days to brew, another 4 days to prime, and maybe another week after that it's ready to drink. But go, always your last pint's your best, guys, so never be deterred by that. You can always make another one. So that's how easy it is, guys. Like I said, I'm just going to top it up to 23 litres, pitch my ears, keep it warm, boom, 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 and then I'm ready to barrel or bottle. So yeah, hope you enjoy that, guys. If you have any questions, leave some below in the video. I will be more than happy to answer and take on any other video projects you like. Thank you very much, guys. Till next time.